So the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, I think, is something that, well, a lot of people were looking forward to, especially older people. Now, this compilation just came out on the PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and on Steam. And I wanted to take a look at the Nintendo Switch version. I'm not the greatest person in the world at these games or anything like that, but I definitely have some very fond memories of growing up and playing them. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at this compilation for the Nintendo Switch to see how it performs in terms of how the games run and, of course, in terms of online play. So we got a lot of stuff to go over in this video, but before we get too deep into this video, I want to give a huge thank you to today's video sponsor, Rocket Money. So the other day I was trying to cancel my HBO Max or Max subscription, and these companies make it so hard to do stuff like that, and I probably have a bunch of subscriptions that I don't even realize is coming out of my bank account. Well, that's where today's video sponsor, Rocket Money, is here to help. Rocket Money is the personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower your bills, and manage your money better. You can safely and securely identify recurring charges, and the app will cancel unwanted subscriptions for you. You can even cancel from within the app with just a couple of taps. No need to worry about annoying customer service calls. Rocket Money can also help you analyze your spending habits to create a custom budget that works with your lifestyle. Automatically monitor your spending by category and get notifications when you've exceeded your limits. Rocket Money has helped save its customers up to $740 a year when they use all the features, with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. To save more and spend less, join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/RGT85 or click the link in the description box down below to get started for free. You can even unlock more features with premium. That's rocketmoney.com/RGT85 to get started for free today. And a huge thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video. So this compilation consists of several different games. There is X-Men Children of the Atom, which I have very, very fond memories of from playing as a child. Marvel Superheroes, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of the Superhero, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2, along with The Punisher, which is kind of like an interesting deviation. You could choose different game versions that you want to play. If you want to play the Japanese version, which has a little bit of different artwork on some of the games and stuff like that, it doesn't really impact too much, although there is one character that is exclusive to a Japanese version. You could change different game settings for as far as how the game is going to play when you decide to play it, as far as difficulty and stuff is concerned. It's very nicely done. I'm going to go ahead and bump up the difficulty a little bit on MVC2, but I like all these options. You know, options are very important with stuff like this. Let's check out some X-Men Children of the Atom, though. This is a game that I remember I stepped on a rusty nail. I had to get a tetanus shot, and my mom took me to the arcade after my tetanus shot, and I got to play this game. There's also a marquee where you could see how the marquee was in the arcade. Of course, we're playing the Japanese version, so it's in Japanese, but very cool stuff. The English version is in English as well. And of course, you have your move list, where when you choose a character, for any character, it'll tell you all of the different moves and how to do them. There are various display options as well. You could do different filters and stuff if you like CRT filters, as you are well aware. I do not. And of course, different screen resolutions. So if you want to make it look ugly in widescreen, you can. There are different wallpapers as well, but I feel like the default wallpapers are nice enough because, like, you know, it looks like it's artwork from X-Men Children of the Atom, so I think that is pretty cool. As far as the games are concerned, thankfully, I noticed absolutely no issues in terms of gameplay. This is a game that, like I said, I stepped on a rusty nail. I had to get a tetanus shot. My mom took me to the arcade and then let me play this game for a while, and it actually made my arm very sore. I rented a Sega Saturn and this game only, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. This was really such a cool game because it was kind of not an official tie-in to the animated series, but for a lot of kids like this, that's what we treated it as. And keeping that sort of art style that the animated series had, it was just a great experience. So X-Men Children of the Atom, looking great, running great. We got a little X-Men versus Street Fighter here as well. This game was a bit more advanced as time went on. They did a lot of X-Men, Street Fighter, Marvel, Capcom collaborations during this time, but they always added in new characters, new features, new graphics, new combos, all sorts of fun stuff. So all of the games honestly just feel amazing. I definitely recommend getting an external controller, especially if you want to play this in handheld mode. I'm using that Nixie thing that I did an ad for a while ago, and that D-pad on there is so nice for these games. Of course, you can always use an arcade stick. You could do different things like map the controls to whatever you want it to be. So if you want to change up the buttons, you could do that. All of this is being done with default controls because I don't know, it took me all of 2 seconds to figure out what was what. I would say that The Punisher is kind of an underrated game in this compilation because while there are, you know, just fighting games in it, there is this beat 'em up game that you can play with 2 players, and I think that's really cool. You know, The Punisher was a super fun beat 'em up game. It was kind of gritty, kind of dark. I do believe they did remove a scene from this game that involved the Twin Towers from it, so you know, is that censorship or something? Or is that just, you know, because of the world you live in? Like, I'll let you decide on it. For me, it's not a big deal, but I genuinely enjoy this game. And when people talk about like the best beat 'em up games, this never really seems to come up, and I'm not sure why. One thing that's actually cool with the Punisher as well is there's a stage select right out of the gate. So if you want to skip to a certain stage for some reason, whatever the case may be, you could do that. I think the weapons-based combat in this game is really fun. I mean, you've already seen me use like a gun, a baseball bat. Here's going to be a sub boss where, you know, we get to scrap in here. These dudes got their Glocks pulled on me. Like, I'm the Punisher, dude. Did you not watch my Netflix series? I would really like to see like a modern Punisher game, though. I know there was a good one on the PlayStation 2, but this is a super fun game. You know, if you want kind of a little break from the whole fighting game sort of situation, like, this is a very, very good palate cleanser because I think it fits in. You know, when you look at the Marvel characters, I think it fits in, and the fact that, you know, it does have that grit to it. It does have that sort of little bit of edge to it. You see Punisher bleeds, and, you know, characters, enemies bleed. There's all sorts of crazy weapons. So a really fun game, and I think a game that a lot of people will potentially overlook initially in this compilation, but definitely give it a try if you end up picking up this compilation. Of course, we've got the good old museum. You guys know I am an absolute sucker for these museum things. There is a museum for every single game in this compilation, consisting of all of the stuff you expect to see: character artwork, press artwork, different sorts of advertisements. It's in Japanese, it's in English. So freaking cool, man. This kind of stuff is just awesome to me, and I know most people don't care about it, but I will always bring this up because I think it's important. You know, it's important to be able to see these things, see these awesome documents, see the artwork that led to the game like being created. You know, I would rather have it than not have it, and I love when compilations, especially the retro compilations, do these sorts of things because I feel like it, you know, honors the people who created this. There's also a music gallery where you can hear all the soundtracks of the game and stuff. Very robust. There's also fighter awards, which are like in-game achievements. I haven't really messed around with those too much or looked at it or anything, but, you know, if you want some fighter awards, I guess you could do that. Now, I know what you guys are wondering. How is the online play? There is no cross-platform play, but this dude, Rockzilla, he thought he was going to try and beat me in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and like, I'm not the best at this game, but he was not very good at all. And as you can see, like, the online is silky smooth. I have played a couple online matches and I've had no issues. You can select from 6 different games, and you can either choose a traditional, just wait for someone to come around. You can play a game and have someone come around, or you can do the museum. It also lets you look at things like you could do casual play, ranked play, leaderboard systems. I do wish that there was crossplay with the PlayStation version. It's kind of silly to me that there isn't, but I was sincerely impressed with this. Like, it felt so good with that rollback netcode. And I mean, what do you expect, dude? This compilation freaking kicks ass, man. This compilation is super awesome. I'm having so much fun revisiting these games and playing these games again. You know, they look great in handheld mode. Everything runs great. Everything plays great. For $50, like, bro, this is a steal. This is probably going to be a double dip. I didn't get a review copy. I'm not one of the cool kids, but I bought it digitally. I absolutely love it, and I probably will pick it up physically. So no real complaints, man. No real complaints about this compilation. Let me know in the comment section down below, though, if you plan on picking this up or if you've already picked it up, and if so, which system did you pick it up for? A huge thank you to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video as well. Be sure to check out the link in the pinned comment section, or in the pinned comment in the comment section down below, or the description box. And as always, guys, thank you for checking out this video. Give me your thoughts in the comments section down below. R.I.P. to Rockzilla, or Rexzilla. You got wrecked, Zilla. Don't step to RGT. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.